Hello, welcome back to another video. Here we have wrestlers who served in the military. First is Jesse Ventura in the Navy SEALs. Before becoming the body in WWE and later governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura was a Navy SEAL during the Vietnam War era. His discipline and grit carried over to his wrestling career and beyond. Next is Bobby Lashley, the US Army. Before dominating in WWE and MMA, Bobby Lashley served in the US Army, even competing in amateur wrestling while enlisted. His military background helped forge the powerhouse that we see today. Lacey Evans served as a military police officer in the US Marines before her wrestling career. Her character in WWE often drew on her real-life background, with no shortage of military pride. Before becoming one half of the Street Profits, Montez Ford served 4 years in the US Marines, something he still speaks about to this day with pride. One of the most charismatic voices of the Attitude Era and a member of D-Generation X, Road Dogg Jesse James became one of the loudest and most entertaining personalities in the WWE. He was the son of Hall of Famer Bullet Bob Armstrong. He grew up surrounded by the world of professional wrestling. Road Dogg first stepped into the ring in 1986, but he made the selfless choice to pause his wrestling career to serve in the United States Marine Corps. After completing a tour of duty, he returned to the wrestling business, competing in WCW and Smoky Mountain Wrestling, before eventually making his way to the WWE. Zeb Colter has never been shy about speaking his mind, often delivering fiery tirades that push the limits of controversy. Yet one aspect of his on-screen rants is entirely true. He is a Vietnam War veteran. Before his days traveling the wrestling circuit along US Route 190, and long before bringing his outspoken views to the WWE, Colter served in the US Army's 25th Infantry Division. He spent a year stationed in Vietnam before returning home, where he eventually found professional wrestling. Perry Saturn competed in WCW, WWE, TNA, and ECW. What fans might not know is that before stepping into the ring, Saturn spent 4 years serving in the US Army. During his service, he became an Airborne Ranger, before transitioning to professional wrestling, training under Killer Kowalski. In the WWE, Saturn went on to win the Hardcore and European Championships, as well as being a member of the faction known as the Radicals. Before stepping into the world of professional wrestling, Kevin Nash was a standout basketball player and even played professionally in Europe. While competing in Germany, an injury abruptly ended his basketball career, leading him to enlist in the US military. Nash joined the 202nd Military Police Company and was stationed at a NATO facility. After completing his service overseas, he returned to the United States and went on to become one of the most dominant men in professional wrestling. And finally, Randy Orton. Randy Orton is a third-generation superstar and has solidified himself as one of the most decorated wrestlers in modern history. As the youngest World Heavyweight Champion, he achieved more before turning 25 than most wrestlers do in their entire careers. Before following in the footsteps of his father, Cowboy Bob Orton, and his grandfather, Bob Orton Sr., Randy Orton enlisted in the US Marine Corps. However, military life didn't suit him, and he left the service after a short period. Not long after, he found his true path in professional wrestling, ultimately surpassing the legacies of both his father and grandfather.